Let's reconnect in 2021. In 2021, I'm going to be connecting my in-person network with my YouTube network and other social media networks as well. So stick around for all of that coming up live. That's coming right from Northern California. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. And if this is your first time here, and most importantly, you are open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell so that way you won't miss a single thing when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. That's right. I am here to help each and every one of you get the best possible grip on your life so that way you can accomplish whatever it is that your heart desires. Now, that is if you're on YouTube. You can subscribe and bang the bell, select all notifications. But tonight, I'm trying something new, and I have to test this out very quickly here. I am simulcasting this on Facebook to my Facebook network. It's the first time I'm doing this, so I have to make sure that everything is running properly. So what I am going to do, what is going on here? I'm not getting... Oh, yes, no, I am. I'm getting the right amount of bandwidth. Great. Good thing I have a fiber line because I need twice the speed to broadcast two different streams simultaneously. But let me do this. Let me go ahead and play a song real quick here while I make sure that this is rolling well. So hang on one second. I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Let's let the song finish up. I love this song. From the YouTube audio library, Ethan Mixel Double Helix. Yeah. All right. Hey, my first simulcast is working properly. It's rolling very smoothly out there on Facebook, and it's rolling as normal and usual out here on YouTube. That song, Double Helix, by Ethan Mixels from the YouTube audio library. When you're on YouTube, you have to use copyright safe songs, and they have their own YouTube audio library. And that is a song I used to use on my former channel that I shut down a few years ago. I used to run a live stream called Coach Eli Live, and that was my theme song. You know, I would start things off with a lot of fire and end things off with the same song, lots of fire, and that song just does it. Mutt, do you like that song? Mutt Nuts World is in the YouTube live stream chat. So let me also make sure that the YouTube notification did go out, and let me make sure that the back end of YouTube is rolling well. Give me just a second here, and we're going to get right to it. And it looks like the YouTube end of things is looking great. So before we get started here, let me pay special props once again to this channel sponsor out here on YouTube. And I'm sure the Discover Community Network, will sponsor the Facebook aspect as well. He's my good friend, Troy Brewer. He is a CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. He started sponsoring this channel several months ago. We've been great friends for over 8 years and working together for so many years. The people from the Facebook side of things, which is where my in-person network is primarily at, most of you know who Troy is. But if not, Troy Brewer is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. For all of your product and service needs from the most trusted professionals in the industry, please consider visiting www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. That's www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. It used to be called Discover County Network, but Troy changed the name, I believe it was earlier on this year, and it better suits his brand. He rebranded, and I love the change. Also, you can visit a subsidiary of the Discover Community Network known as the DCN Internet Radio Network. And when you go to that website, you're going to see a bunch of internet radio stations. There are talk radio stations, and there are also music radio stations. And more than likely, one of those talk or music radio stations will suit your music or talk radio needs. So if you like to listen to talk or music, during the day, throughout your days, please consider visiting www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. One more time, that's www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. If you're on YouTube, both those links are below in the description, about a third of the way down. If I continue doing the simulcast on Facebook, and Troy also wants to sponsor the Facebook side of things, then I will start sharing those links below in the Facebook video or live stream video and replay video description section as well. All right. How's everybody doing tonight? Oh, look who's over there. Jeffrey M. Stowe. How you doing, brother? It's so great to see you, man. Thank you for stopping on by on the Facebook side of things. So tonight, folks, this is how this is going to go. And I may end up doing this from here on out. I may be simulcasting all of my streams on YouTube, from YouTube on Facebook as well, which is what I'm trying to say. And I'll share more about that in a little bit. But, we're going to be going back and forth. When you look at your screen, on the top right of the screen, okay, let me make sure that I'm in the right orientation here. On the top right of the screen here, you're going to see the YouTube chat. So whether you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, this is the YouTube chat here that's embedded on the screen. That's what I'm going to be showing whenever I do a live stream. If you're on Facebook, you can see the YouTube chat. If you're on YouTube, you cannot see the Facebook chat unless you go over to Facebook and look me up, Elias Dimitri Melas. And if you check out the stream over there, then you can, see the people that are over there. But I will be communicating with the Facebook side as the show goes on. So if you have any questions on the Facebook end or on the YouTube end, please, put the questions in the chat, and I'd be happy to answer them as best as possible. For those of you that are new to my channel, and for those on Facebook that may want to consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, the link to my YouTube channel is below in the description section of the Facebook video. And if you subscribe to my channel, please make sure you tap the bell and select all notifications, so that way you'll know exactly when I go live. If you want to come over on the YouTube side of things, I will make everyone aware that on the YouTube side of things, I run public live streams on YouTube, but because I'm a monetized channel and I've had so many trolls and haters attack my channel, I've locked down my chat to only allow members only to chat on the YouTube side of things. I do have moderators. Moderators are free to chat, but the rest of the general public would need to purchase at least a $4.99 per month channel membership to chat. Or if you want to send individual messages by using the super chat at the bottom of the YouTube chat, you can do that for a minimum of $1 per message, or up to $500 per message if you're a high roller. If you're a big baller, you can send a message. Now, for the people on the Facebook end, I know a lot of great people there that I've collaborated with. If you would like to chat for free on the YouTube side of things, I'd be happy to make you a moderator. If I've known you for quite some time, if I've gotten to know you, like you, and trust you, please reach out to me either on Facebook through Messenger, or you can email me at Coach Eli at coacheli@melas.com. I'm going to go ahead and put that email on the Facebook side of things, Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com. Whoops, I forgot the dot after coach. So that is the email there. If you're on YouTube, go below the description about halfway down or so, and you'll see that there. But if I know you, I would be happy to give you free access to chat in my chat by giving you a moderator wrench. The main reason why I made it members only is not because I want to charge people to chat. It's because it's one of the only ways you can get rid of trolls and haters and people that are just distracting the actual message. So I'm doing that so I can stay on track myself, as well as, the people that are following this channel, they won't have to deal with these trolls and haters over on the YouTube side of things. On Facebook, it's much harder to create multiple accounts, and if people create a fake account, we can block them quickly. I don't see it being that big of a deal over on the Facebook side of things. But Jeffrey M. Stowe, if you're still there, how's it going, man? He says, have a blessed Merry Christmas, you too, and a blessed Happy New Year. Be safe. Well, thank you so much, Jeffrey. I'm going to like your comments there, and thank you for stopping by. Let me know how you doing, man. How's your health? How's your health going, man? In case you haven't heard, for the people on the Facebook side of things, earlier on this year, I pinched a nerve. And it was pretty bad. And I pinched a nerve about 7 months ago. And I'm pretty much about 95% recovered, but it's still kind of lingering a little bit. It takes quite a while to heal from a pinched nerve, from a herniated disc. It just takes a while. Most of my symptoms are gone, but for it to heal fully, even though most of my symptoms are gone, it does take some time. The doctor said it could take up to about a year or so to fully heal. And I'm about 7 months right now. So I herniated the disc, I had a hard time walking for the first month or so, and then it just started getting better. It's gotten a whole lot better. I can walk a lot better. I've been out hiking again and walking again, but it's still not 100%. So that's one thing that happened to me, Jeffrey, in 2021. Sorry, in 2020. Sorry, in 2020 is when it happened. So let me go back over to the YouTube side of things here and see what's going on over there. Let's see who's in the YouTube chat tonight. We have Mutt Nuts World, my moderator. She says, welcome back. She says, yep. How's it going, Mutt? I know you're spending some time with your family, and it's great to have you here. How is the video running on the YouTube side, Mutt? Is it running nice and smooth as usual? Let me know. I just want to make sure if it's business as usual on the YouTube side. It looks like the Facebook side is doing quite well. As a matter of fact, let me just whip out my iPhone and go to the Facebook side of things. I'm having a lot of fun tonight. It's a fun stream tonight, but I'm also catching up with people. I'm going to make you folks aware of what's been going on and why I haven't been around, for my Facebook network, my in-person network that I built and ran in-person networking events through for many, many years. I started running events a little over 10 years ago, and I stopped running events about 3.5 to 4 years ago. But I still know a lot of people, and a lot of people still want to communicate and keep in touch and network. And I know, I honestly know and feel terrible. I've been neglecting you folks on the Facebook side of things. I'm going to share more about what's been going on and how we're going to change that, how I'm going to change that, how we're all going to change that coming up in 2021. Mutton Nuts World says it's going good and lots of people here. She says, furthermore, video and audio are good on my end. Great. Absolutely great. So, yeah, give me just a second. So when you're on Facebook, this is what it shows you. This is what it looks like when you see it on the app. There it is on Facebook, and then if we just touch it, this right? This is what it shows you. See that? This is what it looks like when you see it on the app. You can even hear it too. There it is on Facebook, and then if we just touch it, this is what it shows you. You see that? That's cool. So the Facebook is working, and you can even see Jeffrey's messages right there. Facebook, and then if we just touch it, this is what it shows you. Gotta love the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Love it. Love my new iPhone. All right. Mutt says there are 15 people in my house right now. Okay, cool. All right. So let's get right to it. And let me start off by sharing what do I mean, let's reconnect in 2021. And what do I mean when I say, like I put in the YouTube side of things on the title of the stream over on YouTube, combining my YouTube network with my former in-person network. So what my plans are for 2021 are to connect the good people I've met through YouTube, and not only YouTube, but other social media, outlets I'm a part of. I'm a part of LinkedIn. I'm a part of Twitter. I have a good following on Twitter and LinkedIn. I'm also on Facebook. On Facebook is where I'm primarily connected with people that I met through my in-person networking organization that I used to run. I still run the GNA, the Genuine Networking Association, but I used to run in-person networking events, and now it's gone more online. And now the online aspect of networking is much more crucial because of the pandemic. People still need to run their business, but, I'm sure right now, not many people, if any, are running in-person networking events. So I felt now is the time to make this happen. I should have done this a long time ago, but there really wasn't a way for me to simulcast these live streams onto Facebook at the same time as I run them on YouTube until earlier on this year, where the broadcasting software I use, OBS, Open Broadcast Software, somebody created a plugin for it to where you can now multicast, to anywhere. In the past, the only way you could do it is pay a company like Restream.io money to do it, and it didn't really work as well. But now it's completely free and integrated within my third-party broadcast software that I use called OBS, which stands for Open Broadcast Software. Or I would have done this a lot sooner. So I feel the time is now to further or to reconnect with the great people that I met over the past 10 plus years while I was networking my insurance business that I used to run. I'll share more about that in a second, because I know the people out on the Facebook side of things, my in-person network, may not know this entire story. If you've been following me on YouTube for a while, some of this may be a repeat for you, so forgive me for that. but my my YouTube, my insurance business, I no longer run my insurance business. I ended up, selling my book of business about 6 months ago or so. And over the last 3.5 to 4 years, I've been building my coaching business out here on YouTube. And I figured the time is now or never. And I really wanted to make that change because this is my passion. This is what I love doing. I love helping people. I love connecting people. I love uplifting people. Half the battle of helping people is putting people in a good mood and uplifting people that are just feeling down for whatever reason. And I've always been good at that. And I've always, been a very kind, caring, and considerate person to other people. So that's, I was working on that transition earlier on this year in 2020. That's one of the reasons why it's been appearing like I've been neglecting my Facebook network and my in-person network. That's one of the reasons there. There are some other things that happen, and I'll get more into it as the show goes on. But what else did I want to mention at this point? I was talking about we're going to reconnect in 2021, and I'm going to be combining my YouTube network and my in-person network and all other aspects of social media because, like I said, now I feel it's even more crucial to network online, but not forget about your existing or past, resources. And again, I feel super guilty. But when you hear my entire story, I'll be sharing it throughout this show, which is probably going to last about an hour and a half to 2 hours. You'll get a better understanding, and then we can definitely, hopefully move forward from there and create some greatness amongst all of us in 2021. Let me check out the Facebook side of things. Where's everybody out there on Facebook? Is everybody just like, is everybody just hanging out with family for the holidays? Or do you folks out there on Facebook just not like me anymore? I wouldn't blame you if you're upset for me not being around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share a story on one of the main reasons why I decided to do this stream today. And then after that, I'm going to take a quick break, 5 to 7 minute break, and then I'm going to come back and share the rest of the story before we wrap things up. But there's a woman that I met through networking. I'll probably say, God, how long has it been? At least 9 or 10 years. I've known her for probably maybe even more than 10 years, a little more than 10 years. And for those of you that aren't aware, I used to run networking events all over Northern California through an organization I started called the Genuine Networking Association, or GNA for short. And we ran events all over Northern California. We ran events in Sacramento, California, in Elk Grove. We ran events in Lodi, in Tracy, and Modesto, and Stockton, here in the Bay Area, in San Bruno. We ran events in San Jose. We ran events in Sunnyvale. We ran events in Dublin, and many, many other places over the 6 years I was running networking events. And I totally forgot where I was going with this. I totally forgot where I was going with this story here. But yeah, no, we used to run a bunch of events, and then what ended up happening was I met this woman. Now I remember. I'm sorry. I'm a little too excited that I'm finally, I'm able to now reach my former amazing in-person audience, and I'm at a loss for words. And don't mind me if I slip up on my verbiage or tune out every now and then. I'm just really happy to be reconnecting with you folks. But That's right. I used to run an event also in Milpitas. That's where I met this lady. Milpitas is right next door to San Jose here in the San Francisco Bay Area. And there was, that hotel is still there, but it's a different name now. There used to be a hotel called the Beverly Heritage Hotel. It was considered a 4-star hotel. And, but to me, it was 5-star back in those days. And, I met Diane, who was she was the catering manager of the hotel. And I met her at an event another networking friend of mine brought me to that was being run at the Beverly Heritage Hotel. The Beverly Heritage Hotel used to run these barbecue by the pool events once per month in the summer. And they had the most amazing food, and they had the biggest spread. It was totally free. You show up and you hang out by the pool or you go swimming, and they give you a tour of the hotel. It was just something really nice that the hotel was doing back then. And it was a great way to make people aware of this amazing hotel that was in Milpitas, but where this hotel was located was kind of secluded. So you couldn't easily see this hotel, from the side streets or even the freeway. Even though it was right off the freeway, you couldn't really see it that easily. So, this hotel got its business more by word of mouth and the events that they used to run. So I met Diane at one of these events, found out that Diane knows my aunt and also knows my cousin because Diane's kids and my aunt's daughter, they were a part of I can't remember exactly what it was. They were a part of some group for kids back, in those days, like in their younger days. This was probably like maybe 25 years ago. I met Diane about a little more than 10 years ago. And I was like, wow, this is a great connection. This woman knows my aunt. She's a nice woman. And she's a manager at this hotel. And I'm thinking to myself, I would love to start running events here. And I asked her, I said, do you run events here? Like, would we be able to run some events by the pool? Or, you have a nice, restaurant. Would we be able to run events there? And people would just buy food. Like, could we run events at no cost? And we buy food and then we help spread the word of mouth. She's like, absolutely. That's what we're looking for. And I was like, wow. So I made a great connection with this woman. And I ran events at this hotel for, oh my God, how long did I run an event there for? If I remember correctly, it was about 5 to 5.5 years. I ran the organization for 6 years. And I ran events at this hotel for, I think it was 5.5 years, if I remember correctly. And the reason why I stopped running events there, things started to change at the hotel. And then Diane was no longer working there. She left the hotel and got a different job. And it just wasn't the same. Plus, the attendance was starting to drop. People were more starting to take their business online. But I got to tell you, that event at the Beverly Heritage Hotel was was probably my favorite event. It was a relaxing event in a nice restaurant / lounge. It was considered 4-star, but to me it was 5-star. I kind of felt like it was my home away from home, even though it was only about 30 minutes from where I lived, because where this place was located was actually in a secluded part of Milpitas, California, which is right next to San Jose, California. So yeah, it was one of my favorite events, and I'll never forget it. Diane and I, we kept in touch over the years. We get together every now and then. She has a great husband, Rick, and a great family. And we actually reconnected, I believe it was about 1.5 years ago, or almost 2 years ago. We reconnected for some lunch, and her mother was visiting, who I had met in the past when she had visited in the past, and Diane had brought her to some of our events. But besides that, I haven't seen Diane, and I haven't seen my in-person network. I'm going to be honest. I haven't been doing this on purpose, but I've been neglecting my in-person network. When I come back from the break, I'm going to share more about why that happened and how we're going to turn that around in 2021. But Diane sent me, I'm not going to read this. She sent me a message on Facebook Messenger. I believe it was about a few weeks ago or a month ago. And Diane, I did not get your message right away. If you're watching this live or on the replay, I saw your message the other day. And when I read your message, I was like, she's right. She's right. I felt really bad. This woman is one of the most incredible women that I've met. Good woman, hardworking woman. Great wife, great mother. Just a good person, big heart. And this woman has been through so much. This woman has been through health issues. She's been there for her family. Anyone that she's worked for, she's given not only 100%, but 1,000% or 1,000,000%. And when I read her message, she was kind of frustrated. And I don't blame her. I don't blame you, Diane, at all. I don't. You're right. You're right. She was saying, you haven't been around. I tried to reach out to you. Need some help with some things. And I know Diane had reached out to me for some insurance help and this and that. And I'll explain more why I didn't get back to you, Diane, and some other people. It was during a transition period, and I was going through a lot between transitioning from my insurance business to what I'm doing now as a coach on YouTube and now on Facebook and online. I was also dealing with some crazy people online, which I will share more about that after the break. And just a bunch of other things that, I went through over the last several years. I had some relationships and, now this year we've got the pandemic and it's just been really crazy, but there's no excuse because, good friends are so hard to come by. And when you have someone that's such a loyal, caring, and trustworthy friend, and you neglect them, even though it's unintentional, it makes you feel crappy. And I do feel crappy, and I should feel crappy. I should. My apologies to you, Diane, for that. And Diane, actually, when I put out this event on Facebook earlier today, where I announced I was going to be doing my first simulcast on Facebook of my YouTube live streams, Diane responded, and I apologized to her, and she told me to say hello to my mother and my aunt, and I called them both earlier before the show. I made them aware, and they said, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you and your family. So Diane, thank you so much, for that. But anyway, we are at 33 minutes. Let me check out Facebook, see if anything else is going on over there on Facebook. Nothing else going on the Facebook side of things for right now. We'll check back in a little bit over there. And hey, we may not get the biggest turnout tonight, but that's okay. People can watch the replay. And I think what I want to do is I'm going to continue to simulcast all of my YouTube live streams on Facebook as well. I think that's what I'm going to be doing at least for a little while. And then maybe we can see if we can get some of the people from Facebook over to YouTube, such as, the entrepreneurs that I've connected with that are still running a business that need a platform, to get more exposure for your business. I'm going to be looking to interview people in 2021 on my YouTube channel. And like I said, we can simulcast it on Facebook as well. We can simulcast it anywhere, that video is done. But I think the two best platforms to do video on are Facebook and YouTube. I think YouTube's number one. Obviously, YouTube is number one. Obviously, Google is the number one search engine in the world. YouTube is the number two search engine in the world. And who owns who owns YouTube. YouTube's owned by Google. So, just the amount of exposure you can get on the Google platform and the YouTube platform is incredible. Facebook is great too, but they do things a little bit differently. They're more of a, personal type of network, which is important as well too. But when I get back, I'm going to share more about how I'm going to be combining the networks and why I more so went, the YouTube route rather than staying on the Facebook side of things. I know the people that I network with in person for, over 10 years. Even though 6 years running my events, I was still networking with people before I started my own events for over 10 years. I was so religious on Facebook. I would post every day, like 3, 4, 5 times a day. I would check in wherever I would go. And then all of a sudden, boom, I went over to YouTube to start a coaching business because that's what I felt my purpose was. And once that happened, because I was still running my insurance business during that time, and I was running my new, I was starting my new coaching business, and it took so much time. I just didn't have the energy to keep up with the Facebook stuff. I didn't have the energy to keep up with it. And like I mentioned earlier, which I'll mention more after the break, there were a lot of things that I had to figure out about YouTube. And it's more than just knowing how to use a camera, having the right microphone and lighting. You can have all the tech in the world. I'm a tech expert. So as you can see, I put out high quality live streams and videos. But there's more to YouTube than that. There's a court of public opinion. There are trolls. There are haters. There are people that are attacking you because you use your real name and show your face. And there's just so much that you have to learn and put up with and deal with, so much stress. It takes a lot of work to be a content creator online. It takes a lot of work to be a content creator anywhere, but especially online, because you're dealing with people that are coming at you anonymously, and then they're coming at you at your real life. They do background checks on you. They come after your family. They attack when they can't get to you because, you're strong like myself, okay? They attack the people you care for. Mother, brother, friends. It's crazy. And I'm going to be sharing some of those stories when I get back from the break so you folks know what I've been through and where we're going to be going towards in 2021 if you'd like to come along on that journey with me. So, with that being said, let me do this. Give me 1 second here. I want to test out the Facebook side of things when I go on break here. So let me just queue up where I'm at here on Facebook. All right, so I'm going to queue up some royalty-free YouTube music, which should be okay also on Facebook because this is not copyrighted music. Well, we'll find out, right? All right, so give me just a second here. I'm going to queue this baby up. I just need a couple more. All right, folks, music's all queued up. I'm going to step away for a 5 to 7 or 8 minute break. When we return, I'm going to share more about what happened in 2020 and where we're heading in 2021. And then I also have an article I'm going to read regarding how in, I believe it's Australia, they have a law now where, trolls are going to be facing fines of more than $100,000 under the toughest world first cyberbullying laws. You're going to want to stick around for that. It's a very interesting story, and it gives me hope that if Australia is doing something like that, the U.S. is right around the corner, and I would love it if they did that. It would just end cyberbullying and end all the crap that I've been through. So that being said, stick around. We'll be right back. Coach. It's time to simmer down. You got a show to run. It's time to simmer down. Simmer down, Coach. Simmer down. Simmer down, Coach. Yeah. Whew, yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 Hoo-wee. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook for the first time. How are you all doing tonight? Merry Christmas Eve to each and every one of you and your family members and your friends and everyone that you care for. Merry Christmas tomorrow. I will more than likely be doing a quick Christmas Day stream tomorrow. I will probably also be simulcasting that on Facebook once again. I'm going to simulcast things on Facebook as well for a little while and see how it goes, because I'm really trying to reconnect with my former in-person network. There are so many amazing people that I actually met in person in the area here where I live in Northern California, not just the Bay Area, but the Sacramento area, the greater Sacramento area, which is about a couple hours away from me, and also the Central Valley area, Modesto, Stockton, Tracy. Those of you in other parts of the country and other parts of the world, the Modesto, area is where the Scott Peterson case was at. Remember Scott Peterson? He murdered his wife, Lacey, and their unborn child. So that's that area over there. I used to do networking in that area, the Sacramento area, and the Bay Area. I've got a huge network of people that I spend so much time with. Because of them, it helped me grow my insurance business. I also helped them grow their businesses, and I just made so many amazing and great friends along the way. And I got to be honest, I miss all of you. I do. I miss all of you. And I feel it's really time to get back on track in 2021, reconnect with you folks, and give you folks another platform to share your greatness. And, maybe we can all help each other grow our businesses and spread our love together. Together, everyone accomplishes more. It's a team acronym. Together, everyone or everybody accomplishes more. And I firmly believe in that. And again, that's why in 2021, my main goal and priority is going to be to connect my in-person network that I met over the past 10 plus years, running my own events and attending other events all over Northern California, with my YouTube network and my other aspects of social media and those networks as well. When we combine all those forces together, everyone accomplishes more. There's no competition. Don't even look at it as competition. Look at it as, hey, the more people you connect with, the more interviews you do, let's say on YouTube with a content creator, or let's say, the more things you collaborate with people on any type of social media platform, the better it is, right? Or maybe we can even do some podcasting as well. My good friend Troy Brewer, who runs the DCN Internet Radio Network and the Discover Community Network overall, he sponsors this channel. We are looking for people that want to do podcast interviews. And the way that we're going to do that is I'm going to be running those interviews either live on my YouTube channel and more than likely also simulcast them on Facebook, or we can pre-record them and put them out on YouTube and Facebook. If you're interested in that, please do not hesitate to connect with me. Send me a message on Facebook Messenger if you're connected with me on Facebook, or you can email me at coacheli@coacheli.com. That email's below in the description of my YouTube videos. And I also shared it in the comment chat section of this Facebook Live. Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com. All right. So let's see. It looks like Mutt's spending some time with her family. Let me check out the Facebook side of things and see how it is going over there. Okay. Not much happening over there. Okay, no worries, no worries, no worries. Hey, you know what? Sometimes you're going to put out a live stream, and you know what? It's just going to be you and the camera, and that's okay. That's going to happen sometimes. Not a big deal. There's also plenty of time for people to watch the replay, and that's that. So let me share with you folks what I've been going through and what I've experienced over the last year or so, and why I really haven't been around that much for my in-person network, which is primarily out on Facebook. Well, like I said, earlier during the show before the break, I started a coaching business about 4 years ago. And I was still running and attending some networking events. At that point, I was dating a woman that was also coming with me to some of those events. And some things went down. Our relationship didn't work out, and it just took a big toll on me. And I did a lot for this woman. This woman was going through a divorce, and everything was great initially. But after a while, she flipped on me, and without my knowledge, obviously, she met some other guy at her work and was secretly seeing him while being with me at the same time. And I spent a lot of time at her home because she lived an hour and a half from where I live. And she had a couple of dogs. And for me, all I need is my laptop and a phone, and I can run my business from anywhere. So while I was at her place, taking care of the place, running my business, and taking care of her dogs and cats — she had 2 dogs, 2 cats — she was out, having an escapade, let's put it politely, with another guy. When I found out about that, it just completely changed my outlook. It hit me really hard to the point of where I didn't have the energy to continue running the in-person networking events. They were starting to slow down anyway. The attendance at the in-person networking events were starting to slow down at that point, and more people were already shifting to moving their business online. So it gave me the opportunity to start a new business that I'd wanted to start for a while. But what happened in this relationship with this woman cheating on me, and this relationship going south after I did so much for her, that really pushed me to really want to help other men and even women as well by sharing my experiences regarding this relationship and other relationships, so that way they don't have to go through what I went through, or if they go through what I went through, they can handle it as best as possible and just move on, or they can learn in advance to see signs of people that are not in a good place to date. I should have seen the signs early on with this woman that, while she wasn't a bad woman, I still don't think she's a bad woman to this day. She was going through a lot, and, she really wasn't ready for a relationship, even though that's what she said she wanted, and for a year that's what we, I guess, supposedly had, until she was lining up a replacement behind my back and sleeping with this guy behind my back. And then one night I was at her place with a mutual friend of ours that we both had met through networking, and she had gone out. She said she was going out with some friends, and she was going to be back late. And then she didn't get back until the next morning at 8:30. And when she walked in the door, her hair was all messed up. And right then and there, I mean, that's an obvious thing. Right then and there, that was the beginning of the end. And that's what basically, lit the match, lit the fire for me to start my coaching business. So I started my first YouTube channel as a real content creator. Now, don't get me wrong. I've been on YouTube since YouTube came out about 15, 16 years ago. When I was running in-person networking events, what I would do, I would always record the presentations at my networking events. I would record the speakers, and then I would put them out on YouTube and share those YouTube links on Facebook. The reason why I did that is because back in those days, Facebook video was not as great as it is today. Facebook video had a lot of limits. I think it was like 20 minutes, and the quality wasn't as great. On YouTube, you could upload as long as you want. I mean, there was virtually no time limit. Now on Facebook, it's the same. Now on Facebook, there's virtually like no time limit, and I'm broadcasting in high quality, but that's not how it was back then. So I'd record these speakers and put the videos on YouTube and share them on Facebook. So that way people that couldn't make the event, or people that were a part of the organization but lived in another part of Northern California, hours away, that couldn't drive all the time to go to those events, they were able to see those speakers, and then they could connect with those people on Facebook because they got to know, like, and trust them based on their presentation that I recorded at those events. So, I have other YouTube channels. They're still out there. There's the Elias Melas YouTube channel, youtube.com/Elias Melas, first channel I started well over 10 years ago. Lots of networking videos still there. I also have the January Networking Association, GNA, YouTube channel I started. I started that about 7-8 years ago. And then I started my first real channel as a creator to launch my insurance business. Not my insurance business, sorry, my coaching business. And when I did that, I really didn't have a clue, regarding what I was getting into. I knew my business. I knew what I wanted to talk about, but I had to learn the YouTube ropes. And one thing I didn't learn, and learned rather quickly on YouTube within 6 months after getting on the platform, is that there are a lot of opinionated people on YouTube, which is fine, but some of them take it a bit too far. Those people that take it a bit too far are typically people that create fake accounts without using their real name, not showing their pictures. They stay completely anonymous, and they do what's called trolling. And what they'll do is they'll not only troll the comment section of your pre-recorded videos, but if you go live, they'll come in and troll your live stream chats on YouTube. And they'll come in under many accounts and bomb your live stream chat to try to derail your show, throw you off guard, throw you off your game. And that way, instead of focusing on your topic and what you had planned to do on that stream, into calling them out, saying, hey, you're a troll, get out of here, troll, blah, 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 right? So I started dealing with that. And because, there are so many different type of people out here on YouTube, on the YouTube side of things, and many content creators, you don't realize this till you get to know them for a while. They're not out here to really create content. They're out here to create drama, because they know there's an audience of people out there that love drama content, where one YouTube creator goes out there and calls out and attacks a lot of other creators and says a lot of things about those creators that aren't true, in hopes that they get the creators that they attack to react and overreact, and that creates a back and forth, right? I got caught up in that for a while because I didn't realize what these people were doing for a while. I didn't realize it because I didn't have the experience. I knew how to handle myself in person outside of the online digital world, especially on YouTube, but not on YouTube, right? So I didn't realize that even if you are responding to these people and you're standing up for yourselves and you know that what they're saying is wrong, even if they know what they're saying is wrong, they don't care. All they care about is the fact that you react to them and respond to them. I kept on responding to them because what they were saying was wrong, and I felt the need to defend myself just like any normal human being would do in real life outside of YouTube or social media. But on social media, especially YouTube, any response you make, whether whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, is a reaction that they're going to make another video off of. In essence, the only way to stop these people is to ignore them, which is what I started doing about 6 months ago. But in the meantime, I used to get on some live stream panels with these people, and they would trigger me on purpose, and they would get me to react and overreact. And I said some things. I had some choice words to say that I regret because that's not who I am. And that's not how, I want to represent myself. But we all have our moments. I'll be honest. There are videos, if you search all over YouTube or Google, there are videos. I've had a lot of them removed, but there are videos of me saying some things that I'm not proud of, that I didn't really mean, but I said them because these people triggered me so much because they knew how to play the game. And all I was trying to do was help them figure out why they were behaving that way, because I care about, helping people genuinely. And all these people cared about was doing whatever it would take to trigger me and other people so they can create content off of it, right? Well, what ended up happening? Most of these people now have backed off and they've moved on. They're doing their own thing. They're still creating drama, but they're not bugging me. I don't bug them. It's pretty much done. But there's one guy, and he's probably watching right now. I know you're watching, dude, and I could care less. This one guy who's been one of the biggest super trolls on YouTube, for the last 4 years, this guy has been trolling me all the way back to my former channel. And about a little over a year, almost a year and a half ago, myself and a bunch of other people that he was trolling, because this guy is a super troll. Let's just put it to you this way. This guy used to be a doctor, and basically a few years back, he basically he stole another doctor's prescription pad and was writing himself prescriptions from another doctor's prescription pad, then going to the pharmacy and paying for those prescriptions with someone else's insurance card, which is insurance fraud. So he got popped by the feds for prescription fraud and insurance fraud, and he's facing 24 years in the federal penitentiary. And when we found out that this super troll on YouTube is this doctor in Pensacola, Florida, this guy used to be a moderator also on my channel. Like after years of trolling myself, he was lightly trolling me and kind of trolling some other people. But after we found out who he was by doing some research, okay, and we called him out and I removed the guy from my channel, he got very upset at that. And then he started attacking me and harassing me in ways unlike anyone could imagine. Give me 1 second here. Okay. And to make a long story short, this guy, because when you use your full name, like I do, I'm Coach Eli, Elias, Melas, you show your face, that's me, right? I got nothing to hide, okay? People can do background checks on you. They can find out everything about you, right? That doesn't mean it gives them the right to attack you and your friends and your family, in your real life. What this guy did, to make a long story short, he completely attacked and defamed my character. He's gone online and written fake articles about me saying that I'm a woman hater, a woman abuser. He's taken a lot of clips and mashed them together out of context based on some things I said while I was on some live streams over the past several years, because again, these guys got me on some panels. I was new to YouTube. I didn't understand how it worked, so they triggered me to say some things I didn't mean. Now they take those things that I've said, including this guy, and put them together out of context. And they've been trying to, especially this guy, and some other people did it too. This guy has been trying to paint me, as a horrible person that should not be trusted to be able to coach people, right? So this guy came at me in every way possible. He came at my mother. He came at my brother. He contacted my brother's work, tried to get my brother fired. He went on Facebook and tried to contact all of you out there that have known me for like over a decade. You guys have known me for like a decade or more, right? And he tried to contact you folks to try to tell you how bad of a person I am. You folks have known me for over 10 years. And I've been one of the most consistent guys out there. Now, granted, over the last 3.5 years that I haven't been networking, I apologize. And I'll apologize further in a bit. I really haven't been around that much, and I'm explaining why. And I'm going to explain also how we're going to turn that around and get these back on track. But so, yeah, this guy has been coming at me in every way possible. He made several channels where he's made hundreds of videos on me, which goes against YouTube's, anti-harassment, anti-creator harassment policy, or anti-harassment policy for creators. And over the last year or so, I had to figure out ways to slow this guy down and get him to stop, because he's been harassing me, cyberbullying me. And look, I'm not here crying and whining. And the bottom line is this: I'm not scared one bit. It's not that I'm scared about this guy showing up or doing something to me. He's a keyboard warrior, right? But my reputation online is being defamed by this guy, and that's what I care about. So I've had to take the last year and focus most of my energy on getting rid of content this guy put out on me. I literally filed over 150 copyright takedown notices manually on this guy. Some of them were caught when you're a YouTube content creator in the YouTube partner program, like I am. That's a monetized channel that has ads. You have this thing called the copyright match tool that will catch, most or some of the, re-uploaded content that people are using without your permission on YouTube. But the ones that aren't caught by the copyright match tool, you have to go search for them, find them, and then do a manual takedown request. You have to fill out the digital form every time. I basically took down, over the last year, 150 plus of this guy's videos, had many of his channels shut down. This guy literally had hundreds and hundreds of accounts. He's been a super troll, and I had to focus my energy to get this content taken down. Okay? That's one aspect. And then it got to the point of where the guy just wouldn't stop. So I had to go and do what I didn't want to do. I had to go down to my local courthouse here in San Mateo County in Redwood City, and I had to file a harassment order on him, a restraining order. So I have a civil harassment order on this guy that was granted, right? So that's one of the main reasons why I haven't been around as much. I've been dealing with so much cyberbullying and harassment unlike anything you've ever seen before out here on this platform. And I'm not out here whining and complaining, and I'm not trying to act like a victim or anything like that. I'm a strong guy, right? But again, I could be as strong as anyone, right? I could be the strongest guy in the world. But when people are putting things out of context like this, which is not only against YouTube's policies or most social media company policies, it's against the law. Forget about that. My reputation is affected by it, and it's also defamatory to my character, right? So that's why I also wanted to come out here tonight and make you folks aware out there on Facebook why I haven't been around and what have I been doing. I've been fixing things all year. I made a transition from selling my insurance business to going full-time as a life coach. And I've been dealing with this one guy that continues to harass and stalk me and defame my character and come at my family, right? Now, he slowed down a lot. He has slowed down a lot, but he still, does some things every now and then. But it's gotten to the point of right now where I've been able to manage it. I've been able to move forward from it, and I can run my YouTube channel and get back out here on Facebook to address you folks with minimal interruptions. Now, this guy is probably watching me right now, and he's probably getting really triggered, and he's probably going to come at you folks. Like, well, this is what he's going to do. I'm just making you folks aware out there on Facebook, and the people here on YouTube too that don't know, but most people that have been following me on YouTube know what's going on. This guy's probably going to reach out to all of you on Facebook. He's probably going to send you links to videos where I got on some live streams and said some things I didn't mean, okay, that had been taken out of context. And even if I said things and I meant those things, right, okay, I didn't mean those things with harm. And people make mistakes. People say things, when they're under pressure or when they're being attacked that they don't mean, right? And then you learn from it and you don't do it again. But when you do it on YouTube, they have a recorded record of it, and then they can take that recorded record and splice it up and take it out of context and share it anywhere and everywhere. Like, this guy's going to contact you folks. I'm telling you, this guy's probably going to contact most of my Facebook in-person network and try to tell you guys to stay away from Eli. He's bad news. He's a bad guy. He's not a good guy, right? And I just wanted to make you folks aware of that. I wanted to make you folks aware that I want to be proactive and let you know, what's going on and more than likely what this one guy is going to do. Because if you folks are not able to understand that and work past that, then we can't work together. And for most of you out there that have worked with me in the past, before I even got out here on YouTube, know the type of person I am. Know how much I love to help people with social media, promoting them, interviewing them. I love to connect people. I'm a connector. I love to help people. But I also want to make you folks understand that the internet has some bad people that are sick in the head, don't love themselves, ruin their lives like this one guy did, this doctor did, that I mentioned his story a second ago, where he stole another doctor's prescription pad to write prescriptions to himself because he was addicted to some drug. And then not only did he steal that prescription pad to write fake prescriptions, he also stole somebody's insurance card to pay for those prescriptions. Because he did all that, he went through a divorce, lost a lot of money to his wife, lost his kids, lost pretty much everything because this guy made a mistake and now is unhappy within himself. He has to come out here and project his insecurities onto someone like me. It's pathetic, right? And he's going to try to ruin my life by trying to get you to believe that I am this horrible person, which you folks know I'm not. So I'm coming out here tonight and making you folks aware of what I've been up to, what I've been doing. You folks out there, especially on Facebook, that are watching this and that have dealt with me in person for over a decade, you know the kind of person I am. You know how consistent I am. You know how giving I am. You know how much information and things I've done for people at no cost. At no cost. I've never asked anyone for money. Now, I got a lot of insurance clients out of it, but you got insurance out of it, right? You got a great deal on your insurance and you got great coverage, right? And you had somebody trustworthy that was taking care of you, right? But besides that, I've never once asked you folks for anything. All I've done is give, and give. So if you're going to sit here and allow a super troll on YouTube to keep you from working with me in the future, then the choice is yours. I'm just being honest and upfront about what's been going on because I want to move forward in 2021. I want to create greatness, and I want to know who's ready to come along on this ride with me and make 2021 the most amazing year ever. We're going to turn around 2020, and we're going to make 2021 what 2020 should have been. Who's on board with me regarding that? Who's ready for that? You let me know. Now, let me check things out over on the YouTube side of things. I don't know how many people there are over on Facebook. I cannot see. Let me see here. Give me 1 second here. It's showing me the stats, but I cannot see how many people are over there. Maybe there's a couple people there. What else did I want to say? I think that's as much as I want to say about that right there. So that's what my 2020 entailed. I put myself back out in the dating world. I'm looking to find true love. A couple of years ago, I got out of a relationship with an amazing woman. Some things went down. I'm not going to get too far into that tonight. She used to be a part of my former YouTube channel. This same guy and a bunch of these trolls and haters on YouTube, they were attacking her and us when we would do live streams together and videos together. And that kind of affected our relationship. So I've been through a lot, folks. I really had to figure out a better way to handle this YouTube stuff. And I'll tell you, if I, knew what I know now back then, if back then I knew what I know now about YouTube and social media, it would have been a completely different thing. What I can tell you, folks, is that this was one heck of a learning experience. And now that's made me experience at something that most people are not. I understand what it takes to have a great social media presence. I understand what trolls and haters do. I understand how to ignore and avoid them and to not let them affect you or derail you and set you back. Had I known how to handle this better over the last 3 years, stemming back to my former channel before I shut it down a couple years ago, and then I restarted this channel here on the YouTube side of things 2 years ago, after taking a little break, I would have been further ahead. I basically, to be honest with you, I lost about 3 years of moving things forward here on my YouTube channel and with my business, because I had to learn how to deal with the trolls and the haters and the court of public opinion and a bunch of other things on YouTube and social media that most people don't even realize until they start doing it. Now I have the experience and I can help you if that's the route you want to take. If you want to if you're an entrepreneur and you want to further grow your business, video is a great way to do it. Being on YouTube, Facebook, and doing video is a great way to do it. Why do some people or most people not do it? They're afraid. Number one, they're afraid that they're not good enough. They can't speak well enough. They don't have great camera presence. But even beyond that, they're afraid of being attacked by trolls, haters, and the court of public opinion. I can help you deal with that. I can help coach you by sharing my stories and being there for you and holding your hand every step of the way. If you put yourself out there and start creating video and then it starts happening to you, I can help you handle it the best possible way to the point of where it won't affect you. And instead, it will effectively get these people to get bored and back off and then allow you to create more of your greatness, folks. Let me tell you, video on YouTube and Facebook, but especially in my opinion, YouTube. Running a business nowadays, if you're self-employed and you're not on YouTube and promoting your business on there, then to me, you're not really in business. And again, like I said, because of my personal experiences out here, based on everything that I went through, and trust me, I went through the ringer and back. Most people that have gone through what I've gone through, either A, will leave YouTube, or B, have taken their life and left the planet. Now, I don't wish that upon anyone. But there are people on the YouTube platform that have taken their own life over 1/3 of the stuff that I went through. So for you folks out there that don't think I'm strong and didn't handle this well, maybe I didn't handle it well initially, but I learned how to handle it. And not only was I already strong when I came on YouTube, I was strong when I came on YouTube. But in order to survive on YouTube and social media in the online world, especially YouTube, I had to become 10 times stronger. I had thick skin already, and it wasn't thick enough. I had to toughen my skin times 10. So I can help you toughen your skin times 10, even if you're already tough, and you'll be successful out here. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one more quick break, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to run one last part of the show. And I'm going to read a blog it's a very short blog. It's called Trolls to Face Fines of More Than $100,000 Under Tough World First Cyberbullying Laws. This is happening in Australia. And I'm sure the U.S. will shortly follow. This is one heck of a law. I want to read this to you, share my thoughts and opinions, because, again, you just heard my story of what I went through. You don't want to go through that, right? Also, maybe you don't want to be associated with someone that's being attacked. That's my concern, is that you guys may not want to work with me because of this one super troll coming and attacking you and saying I'm a bad guy and sending you all these carefully crafted out of context videos on me, right? But there's hope. There is hope, and it's going to change. And trust me, things are already in progress and they're changing for the better. Cyberbullying is about to pretty much get squashed almost worldwide. And this new law in Australia, to me, is a game changer. So I'm going to be sharing that when I get back. So let me queue up a little more royalty-free YouTube music. Give me 1 second here. All right. All right. Just need one more. One more. Which one is it going to be? Let's see here. Uh-oh. All right. We're all set, folks. All right. I'm going to step away for a 5, 7, or 8 minute break. Like I said, when we return, we're going to get right to that very interesting article regarding the new cyberbully law that will fine people $100,000 plus if they troll, harass, and attack people. That's beautiful. So stick around. We'll be right back. 2021. 2021 is right around the corner. See that? 2021 is right around the corner. Who's ready for 2021? Are you ready for 2020 to end? Are you tired? Are you just tired of all the negative stuff that's happened in 2020 and ready to rock it in the new year? If you are, stick around. I'm going to share with you more in just a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, feel it with me. Energy up, energy up, energy up. Because if you don't have your energy up, you just can't get anywhere. I am here to rev up your engines and get you all going. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Oh yeah. Get that energy up. Let that blood flow through your veins. Yeah. Oh, wow. All right, Eli, let's do this. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube, and also tonight simulcasting live on Facebook as well to my pre-existing Facebook network. Glad you could all join me here tonight on this wonderful, beautiful Christmas Eve. It is raining a little bit out here in the Bay Area, a little chilly, but that's okay. It's that time of year, right? It is 11:23 p.m. Eastern Time, 8:23 p.m. Pacific Time here in my neck of the woods. I'm in the beautiful, glorious, amazing San Francisco Bay Area. Redwood City to be exact. It's Northern California. California love is in the house, right? Now, I know some of you out there on the East Coast and the Midwest and all that, you folks don't really like California, but what's really wrong with California? What's wrong with all of us just getting along, loving each other and accepting each other for who we are? Why can't we all just get along? I gotta tell you folks, I keep saying this time and time again. I've said this over the years, and I'm probably gonna say this to the day I die. You know, why can't we just make the world a better place? Why can't we just create peace, love, and unity? Why do we have to fight left versus right, Democrat versus Republican? Why can't we all just get together and compromise and create things that are best for everyone, that have, the best overall interest of everyone in all of our heads and our hearts? Why can't we do that? It's a pretty great concept. It's pretty noble, isn't it? It sounds pretty simple, right? And it should be pretty simple, but it's not. It is not. But let me tell you this, if you start within yourself, if you look at yourself in the mirror every morning when you get up, and I keep saying this, I'll keep saying it again, no matter how many people laugh or no matter how many people think it's stupid, take a good look at yourself, take a good hard look at yourself in the mirror each and every morning, and then say, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself 5 freaking times. And then when you walk out into the world and you encounter people, your positive vibe will radiate to everyone. Now, is everyone going to respond to it positively? Probably not. But the people that even respond to you negatively are going to know you're positive, and they're only responding to you that way because they wish they could be as happy as you. And don't let that, knock you off your center. Don't let that throw you off if you get 1 or 2 or 3 people that come at you and attack you just because you're happy within yourself. Say, hey, you're having a bad day. I'll let you go. When you change your attitude and feel better, hey, give me a call then or come around then. But no, it's all good. I'm gonna move on, right? But keep it positive. You're gonna encounter lots of negative people in your lives. Just don't let them get to you. Don't let them faze you. No matter what they do, don't let them faze you. Because the truth of the matter is, all they're doing is projecting their own insecurities onto you because you're happy, right? So don't let these people throw you off your game. And one day, they'll figure it out. And maybe they'll become happy as well. And that's that. All right. So happy Merry Christmas Eve to everyone once again. Hope that all of your friends, your family members, and all your loved ones, people you care for, you have a great Christmas tomorrow. Stay safe. Wear a mask, where necessary. Be careful, folks. I mean, this pandemic is spreading pretty wide, and with vaccines that are coming out, that's great. But until they all come out and the majority of us get vaccinated, which won't be until into the middle of next year or so, we want to try to, get this thing under control. And it's kind of spiraled under control lately. So just be safe when you're around your friends and your family. Take it seriously, folks. I know some people out there still don't even believe that this pandemic exists, or this virus is something real. It is something real. It's more than just the common cold. It is real, and we got to take it seriously until we get it under control with the vaccines, and then we learn more about it, how to prevent ourselves from getting it in the future or other similar types of viruses. So that's that. So during this last part of the show, let me just check out and make sure that there's nothing happening in either of the chats. Nothing happening over on the Facebook end, and we are all good on the YouTube side of things. Okay. Let's go ahead and switch over to the browser screen, and I'm going to talk about how trolling is about to get pretty expensive. Let's put it to you that way. How trolling is about to get pretty expensive. Let's switch on over. This article is from the 3aw.com.au website. And as you can see on your screen there, part of the title is cut off because the rest of the blog, I had to crop it perfectly to show you as best as possible out here on your screens. But the title of the blog is called Trolls to Face Fines of More Than $100,000 Under Tough World First Cyberbullying Laws. One more time. Trolls to face fines of more than $100,000 under tough world first cyberbullying laws. This is godsend in my opinion. Because if Australia is already doing this, the US, Canada, and other countries across the globe are just around the corner. Trust me, this is going to be a global thing. And I can't wait. Let's get right to it here and I'll share my thoughts. Australia is set to introduce the world's toughest takedown laws for online trolls. I've got a troll that's obsessed with me. He's watching me right now. How you doing? To my troll out there, I haven't addressed you in a while, but I'm going to say, hey, happy holidays to you and your family and your girlfriend, and Merry Christmas Eve, and Merry Christmas to you, and Happy New Year to you as well, sir. I hope you're doing quite well, and I hope that you're finding better things to do and things that are a more productive use of your time than trolling me and others. Yeah, but check this out, sir, because this is going to be probably coming soon to the U.S. And when this comes to the U.S., this is going to be a game changer. Game changer. Unless you got a cool 100K ready to dispose, sir, I'd take it seriously because this is going to definitely come to the U.S. as well. Under the world first legislation, adults can be fined up to $111,000 for posting material which causes serious harm, including posting revenge porn or death threats. Sir, you've made many death threats to me. Now, you're going to do a reaction video to this and go right ahead. I could care less. Could care less. You made many death threats to me, sir. If I counted the amount of death threats you made to me, you would be fined probably $5 million by now. Maybe $10 million. And sir, I've got all those death threats saved on my hard drive if you don't believe me. But you know what you said. But you don't care. It doesn't matter. You're not going to stop until either the law takes care of you one way or another, either by fining you $111,000 per incident or putting you behind bars. Anyway, I gotta laugh at this. E-Safety Commissioner Julie Inman Grant says the legal power to intervene when adults are experiencing cyber issues is a new and important step. Yeah, we've had all these laws in place in our real lives for a very long time, like bullying at school, and harassment, in real life. And there have been cyberbullying and harassment laws all over the world, including here in the US, but they have not been enforced. Why? Who's in charge of cyberbullying and harassment here in the US? It's the FBI. You try calling the FBI and you say, hey, FBI, this fake YouTube user, troll, anonymous dude is harassing me and death threatening me, right? And they're like, well, you need to contact your local police and fill out a police report. There's nothing we can do about it right now. Great. So then why is the law in place if there's nothing you can do about it? Why is the FBI responsible for the cyberbullying and harassment aspect of the law when you can't enforce it, right? Because we don't have the resources, right? Well, that's going to probably change very soon. But that's the way it is right now. That's why these trolls and haters are getting away with it, because they know the law. They know they're breaking the law. They are. But the law is in their favor because there aren't enough resources to go after these people. The FBI and the cops have much more important things to deal with than online YouTube trolls, even though a lot of these trolls are doing some very crazy things. They are affecting lives. This one in particular has affected me, not anymore. I learned how to deal with it, and I've contacted everyone, and trust me, like, everybody knows this guy now. And so when this guy reaches out to people that I know, like, they just ignore him. Like, they put him on instant ignore. But not everyone is as strong and knows how to handle it like I know how to handle it. And that's why I talk about this, so you folks can learn how to handle these things, but to also understand that the laws are about to change. We serve as a safety net. So if a person experiences cyber abuse with the intent to cause harm, that's reported to the social media site and isn't taken down. Well, I think they wrote this wrong. They said, if a person experiences cyber abuse with the intent to cause harm, that's reported to the social media site. I think they meant to say, and if it isn't taken down, they can come to us and we will advocate on their behalf, she told Stephen Quartermain and Tony Leonard, filling in for Ross and Russell. This is great because YouTube, like, you flag things for bullying and harassment that are clearly bullying and harassment. There are so many videos out here on YouTube that clearly violate their terms of service, right? And their bullying and harassment, cyberbullying and harassment policy, right? You flag them and these videos never go down. Some of them do, but most of them don't, right? So in this case, it would be great if we had this here in the US. And let's say we flag these videos for something legitimately violating the terms of service, and YouTube won't take it down. We pick up the phone and say, let's see, Mr. Whoever from whatever government agency that'd be running this, we need you to contact YouTube and have them remove this because look at this. It's clearly violating, myself, and it's against the law, blah, blah, blah. At that point, I can guarantee you when the government contacts YouTube and says, take this down, YouTube will take it down because they don't want to be fined by the government. They don't want to be shut down by the government. And that's what it's probably going to take to really, get a good grip on this and to stop this because it's gotten pretty bad. It has. And I have personal experience in dealing with it. The E-Safety Commissioner also has powers to ensure companies are enforcing rules on their own platforms. YouTube, I love you, but you are horrible at removing bullying and harassment videos. I can literally forward you 1,000 videos right now with links that clearly violate your terms of service that have been flagged multiple times. And nothing has been done about it. And you know it, YouTube, you know it. You know it. You know it. This is going to change things if it comes to the US, which I think it will. Including transparency reports on anti-cyberbullying measures they are taking. Well, YouTube last year, a year ago, put out this blog saying that we are taking a stronger stance on creator harassment. We will not tolerate it. Well, they did something about it for the first few months into the new year, 2020. But now, they're not doing anything about it. They're not. At least I don't see anything happening about it because there's so much hateful content still on the platform that's been flagged multiple times by multiple people that clearly violates their guidelines, and they're not doing anything about it. But they said they were. It's going to take something like this to force companies to take stuff like this down. Now, other platforms like Facebook, they're great. You report something, and they'll take it down within 15 minutes to an hour, maybe 2 hours max. And same with Twitter. Twitter will get back to you right away. They won't remove everything, but they will get back to you. With YouTube, it's a crapshoot. You flag it and pray for the best. With YouTube, when you flag things, it's like throwing a Hail Mary when you're down by 6 points and you're at the other side of the football field and you need to go 90 yards with 2 seconds left and throw the Hail Mary into the other side of the end zone to win the game. It's like throwing a Hail Mary with YouTube. That's what it is. I love you, YouTube. Don't get me wrong. I'm just speaking the facts. It's the truth. Australians who have contacted social media platforms about cyberbullying but have not had the content removed can visit esafety.gov.au for further advice. I would love to have that option here in the US, and it's probably going to be coming soon. And I can't wait. I cannot wait. Absolutely can't wait. All right, give me a second here. Let me just make sure that we're clear on both ends here. All right. And the final part, we would take out our little toolkit with all our remedial actions and see what we could do to get the content down. And if we were able to track down the troll, whether or not we would file charges against the individual or the website, if it repeatedly fails to take this kind of content down, Miss Inman Grant said. Right. They have the option of fining you up to $111,000 per infraction, per death threat, per harassment incident, stalking incident, whatever. So let me just share my final thoughts on this, and then we're gonna wrap this up. This is very interesting. This is super interesting. Let me go back to full screen. So let's say over the next 3 to 6 months, this gets passed and enacted here in the US. And let's say each infraction is going to cost the troll $100,000. Do I think that a law like this would completely stop trolling? Probably not. But do I think it would put a huge dent in it? Do I think people would think twice? Absolutely. I think what they would need to do is put in the law that any trolls that anonymously troll people will have their IP information sent to the authorities in charge, and an investigation will happen. Now, here's another thing that trolls do. A lot of trolls use what are called VPNs. That's called a virtual private network. Virtual private network basically masks your actual internet address, your IP address. So it basically kind of hides your location. But here's the thing. If the FBI and the government really wanted to track down where you're at, even if you're using the VPN, they can. You know how they do it? What is a VPN? A VPN creates a tunnel. It creates a barrier between your internet protocol address, your IP address, their IP address, and what's put out there, right? So for example, if you use a VPN to troll somebody on YouTube servers, it's going to show your VPN address, right? But how do you access the VPN? Your VPN has your actual IP address, right? And what do most VPNs say? We don't keep any logs. That's a bunch of crap. I bet you everything's logged. How many of you actually believe any VPN that says we don't keep logs? Come on, that's a bunch of hooey. The bottom line is that a VPN is kind of like a condom, okay? And basically, the condom can easily break, right? So my theory is this. If this law gets enacted here in the US and trolls are going to be fined $100,000+ per infraction, and let's say these trolls are still able to create accounts, like Google has actually started to make it more difficult for people to create accounts. It used to be very easy to create Google/YouTube accounts. Now they're making it much more difficult. But the trolls will still find a way to create some accounts, and they'll still be anonymous. They won't use their picture. They won't use their real name, right? In a lot of cases, maybe they'll do live streams and they'll use a voice modulator, right? But the bottom line is they still have to connect to the internet, right? And if they use a VPN, right, all the FBI has to do is, say, hey, Google, we need the IP address of this troll. Okay, so Google and YouTube give the feds or the authorities in charge of this new law the IP address. The FBI and whatever agency is going to be running this looks into it. They're like, okay, this is a VPN. Now we need to contact the VPN and see what the real IP address is behind this, right? Then they get the real IP address. Then they subpoena the internet service provider of the real IP address, and then they go to that person's place, and then they serve them with papers and fine them or arrest them or both. That's what's going to happen. Folks, cyberbullying and harassment is crazy. I've dealt with it. Most of you that know me out here, most of you that have known me from YouTube for the last 4 years between my former channel and this one, and most of you that know me in real life over on the Facebook end of things that have met me in person, you know the kind of person that I am. I'm a good guy. I love people. I'm very giving. I have a big heart. But I experienced cyberbullying and harassment and trolling unlike anything anyone's ever seen. I'm still here, but I'm still here because I'm a very strong person. Does it still affect me? Did it still affect me? Sure, because in many cases, people sometimes will believe what some other people say. It's defamatory, right? But other people out there aren't as strong as me. Other people would give up their hopes and their dreams of being a YouTuber or making something out of themselves or creating something online because of something similar happening to them that happened to me. And like I mentioned earlier, in some cases worse, some people will take their lives over something like this. And I don't want to see anyone harm themselves in that way or give up on their goals, dreams, and aspirations because one cuckoo, insecure, immature person that is miserable within their own life. And in many cases, it might be a 14-year-old kid in his mother's basement, just rotting away. I don't want to see anyone give up on their passions, goals, and dreams, or even do something worse to themselves over something like cyberbullying and harassment. And I've been saying this for years as I've been going through it. Something needs to be done about this. There are laws, but they're not being enforced. And if they can't be enforced, where the hell have the law? But with what's happening here in Australia, that's eye-opening. And if you don't think other countries will be following shortly, you're out of your mind. So the trolls out there, I hope you had your fun. I hope you're already looking forward into finding something better to do with your lives, because you can be more productive. You can be a more productive member of society by doing something to help people rather than harm people. That's all I got to say. One final thing before I get on out of here, folks. We're at 2 hours and 1 minute, and it looks like the Facebook stream is still going. I'm very impressed. I run my YouTube streams 3 times greater than the maximum recommended bit rate, which is 6 megabits per second. I run 1080p, 30 frames per second with a 20 megabit per second bit rate. I've been running the same exact bit rate on Facebook, and it's been running smoothly for 2 hours. I'm very impressed at how far along Facebook streaming has come. With that being said, I'm going to wrap up by addressing my Facebook network and the people out there that I met through in-person networking. I would love to reconnect with as many of you as possible in 2021. I miss each and every one of you. You are all amazing people. I never meant to neglect you. But sometimes when you have a goal, a passion, a dream that suits your purpose, and you finally realize what your purpose is, and you go all in, it takes a lot of time and it consumes your time. I will tell you, folks, being a YouTuber is one of the most time-consuming and stressful things. It can be fun, and it's an amazing opportunity, right? But until you get into it, you don't realize how time-consuming, how stressful it can be, and how quickly time flies, and how you have to prioritize it over almost anything else in order to have a chance of making it work. And when you do that, you unintentionally neglect people and forget about people that are very important to you and mean the world to you. I love each and every one of you out there, and I miss all of you. I miss the in-person networking events. I go back to those days where we would all hang out once a week or once per month. At first we did weekly events, then we did monthly events. I miss that. I miss that in-person networking. I miss coming to an event and seeing the regulars there, like my good friend Wade and, Randy. And from the Bay Area, we have Venus, and we have Eric, and we have what's her name? I cannot remember your name. Elizabeth. I had a good friend of mine, Pat, and just so many other people. Too many people to mention. I met some amazing people. I had some great leaders that ran the chapters of my organization. I'd love to reconnect with each and every one of you. And I know right now we're in the middle of a pandemic and we can't do events right now. But in the meantime, we can take things online. I've got a great online platform here. As you can see, I've got a great quality audio and video setup, and I can run live streams. I can bring people on the panel. I can do interviews. There's nothing I can't do on my live streams. As you notice, I can put anything on the screen. I can switch to a different screen and show you that there's an article there, right? Or I can put whatever I want on there. I use a great program called OBS, third-party software, and I've mastered it. I've taken the time to master all of this so that way I can share it with each and every one of you. And together we can use it and expose us out there to the people that we need and want to connect with to help each other grow our businesses and get to where we want to get to. But in order to do that, we got to get back on track. And that starts with me getting back on track with each and every one of you. And it starts by me saying, I'm deeply sorry for neglecting you folks. It was unintentionally done. The last 4 years of my life, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot to the point of where if anyone ever wants to do YouTube or market their business online through video or any other way, and you have any concerns about it at all, I'm willing to help you. And if you are willing to collaborate with me and do some interviews with me, I'll help you free of charge. I'm looking to collaborate with people. I'll let you folks know what I'm not looking for. I'm not looking to join any network marketing businesses. I'm not looking for any opportunities. I'm not looking to start another business. What I'm looking for is to help people that already have a business promote their business and further get the word out regarding their business and connect you with your next power partners or possible clients, just like I used to do in person. That's what I'm looking to do. So if you're looking to network and further spread your seed, I can help you and I want to help you. Do me a favor, reach out to me either through Facebook Messenger or my email, coacheli@coach.eliasmelas.com. I put it in the chat of this video. If you go to my Facebook, if you go to my YouTube channel, if you're on Facebook and you go below in the description section, you'll see my YouTube channel, youtube.com/C/A Grip on Life. You go there from your mobile app on your mobile device or on your laptop or desktop, hit the subscribe button, tap the bell, and then select all notifications. And then if you go in the description section, you'll see my email. If you're on a laptop or desktop and you go to the About section of my YouTube channel from your laptop or desktop, you'll see my email address there as well. The email will not show up under the About section on mobile, only under the About section on your laptop or desktop. But whether you're on mobile or you're on your laptop or your desktop, if you go to the description, my email is there as well, coacheli@coach.eliasmelas.com. That's the best way to reach me, coacheli@coach.eliasmelas.com. Again, you can also message me on Facebook if you're a Facebook friend of mine, and we're connected. But the quickest way to get through to me is email. Yes, do I still get my messages? Yes, I do, but I don't always see them. And in the past, I was so consumed with everything I mentioned on this stream that sometimes I didn't see things right away or until much later. I'm going to start focusing more on everything. But again, the best way to initiate contact with me is by email at coacheli@coach.eliasmelas.com. We can then set up a phone call, reconnect, and figure out where we want to go from there. Do we want to do an interview together? Do we want to collaborate in some way, shape, or form? There's a lot that we can do, folks. Let's make it happen. So I'll more than likely be back tomorrow for a brief Christmas Day stream. And it will more than likely be also simulcasted on Facebook. WrestleMania's in the house. Oh, man. My internet was out, just came back on as I was going to bed. Sorry I missed your stream. Have a great Christmas. Thank you, Jamie, a.k.a. WrestleMania, over here on the YouTube side of things. We're simulcasting on Facebook tonight as well. And we're going to probably simulcast on Facebook most of the future live streams. WrestleMania says, good night, everyone. Happy holidays for those who are not religious, and Merry Christmas to those who are Christian. To all, I wish you a great day and weekend. Thanks for stopping by, brother. We're about to get out of here anyway. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. All right. All right, folks. I want to thank everyone for being here. If you caught this live, and if you're watching on the replay, thank you for watching the replay. Please, comment on the YouTube video or comment on the Facebook video if you're watching on the replay as well. And let's make 2021 the most amazing year ever. Let's recover everything that we lost and went through in 2020 and make 2021 amazing, the most amazing year ever. That being said, happy holidays again, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Well, I'll be back before that. It just sounds good, right? Merry Christmas to your friends, your family, and all other loved ones. And again, I will more than likely be back for a brief stream at some point tomorrow on Christmas Day on both Facebook and on YouTube. But just in case, Merry Christmas. If I'm not back tomorrow, I'll be back the next day. But I will more than likely be back tomorrow. All right. Time to get on out of here. Have yourselves a great night, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.